new or anything that we're aware of post game. In terms of ready for selection, I think someone like Willem is very close to selection. We have rotated and rested one or two of the senior guys. As we saw, Jaco made a nice return after long injury, so relatively healthy squad. No new injuries. We'll probably use, as I said, post game. We'll probably use this the next week or two just to subtly rotate a little bit.
I was about to ask you, you did mention that you're looking at rotation. Is that literally going to be key positions, or is it less key positions where you're looking at rotating?
Probably more key positions. The big man next to me probably can't play. You think he can, and he probably will, but he can't play 22 games in a row, 80 minutes. So somewhere we gotta look at the spine probably to rotate subtly.
That is a tricky question, and it's a selection issue, because everybody wants to be part of this historic occasion, the first game, the first European game. And how do you say no to those players when you just said, the man wants to play on Saturday?
100%. I think that's the tricky part. It's also, I think, if and we are honest about the bigger picture, total amount of games. The core group will be involved in both URC and EPCR. It will always be nice to play the first one, but hopefully we can get close to the playoffs and then have everyone available there as well. So I think it's the balance in between looking at the bigger picture and being part of the first historic game, definitely.
If I might turn to your captain as a last one from me, give us an idea of a sense of the excitement or the feeling in the camp heading into what for all teams this week is a very big occasion and something that South African teams haven't experienced before.
Yes, thank you, Jan, for the question. As you said, I think it's a new competition for all the SA sides. Some French teams, some English teams that we're playing. So we're definitely looking forward to the competition. And as you know, South Africans, we usually look forward to a competition and something new. So yeah, we are definitely looking forward to the competition, making some good memories with the boys out there, going to new places, seeing new places in Jan. So yeah, definitely looking forward. Lots of excitement in the group playing this new competition, but we still want to perform in this competition as well.
Are you going to have an arm wrestle with the coach about your position on Saturday?
Well, I get paid to play rugby. He gets paid to choose the team. So it's up to you.
I'll say thank you, Jan. Any other questions, guys?
I'll jump in. How's it, guys? How's it, Cash? It's an interesting structure, the way this competition is built up. So would you say that you guys are sort of targeting 5 points from the game? Do you think that's quite an important thing in the way the structure is built up and, if you want to qualify further?
Yeah, I think the challenge, it's a sprint within the bigger season, if that makes sense. So it's only 4 games, 2 home, 2 away. So I think it's vital, as we've seen historically with the European competitions, especially if you look at the French teams, the English teams, their home record is unbelievable. And sometimes they do a bit of rotation on their away games. I think it's a little bit different with Dragons that's been here for their 3rd week. Let me just accept Hans. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Sam. So I think it's a little bit different. They've been here for 3 weeks. It's the 3rd week. They'll probably use majority of the same team. Interesting to see what Stade Francais is going to do next week. They're looking good in the French log. So I think that brings a different dynamic towards the competition for us and the South African teams not being used to that form of rotation, for instance. But like you say, I think it's vital to get as many points as possible at home and see how many points you can get away from home to get hopefully a home round of 16, home quarter, home semi, and we all know the final is definitely away.
Thanks, Ross. Simon?
Thanks, guys. Good morning, Cash. Just a question for you. You've gained momentum with the URC and in your team, and obviously that must please you a hell of a lot. What have you taken from that to sort of bridge over to this new competition? Firstly, And secondly, you've just touched on that, and I've spoken to a number of other coaches as well at other franchises as far as this is concerned. The away final, if and when South African teams reach the away final, and I'll ask the question specifically to if you reach that, isn't that something to sort of get accustomed to? It's a total type of new preparation. It's a total type of new environment. Just speak a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, thanks, Herman. I think it creates an event, and I think that's also exciting. So it is new and different, knowing that if you reach the final will be away. But I also see it as a bit of an event to work towards. The Friday night, if I'm not mistaken, the Friday night will be our final, and the following night will be the Champions Cup final. So away event, nice for the fans. See, I remember it almost feels like the Wellington final in Super Rugby, or the Crusaders final in Super Rugby, where you can get supporters behind you. You can all travel together, get a bus going there, get a aeroplane going there. Nice and exciting opportunity for us, knowing that the final is going to be away. I think you can build a bit of energy around the away event, if I can say that. And yeah, just important for us to start off well this weekend. Going to your first question, we are building some nice momentum. Important for us to keep on working on the small things that's working for us currently, and fix the things that's hampering us from moving forward. I think especially the last two games at home, it was a bit of a dogfight to get the result, but some nice growth in certain areas, and really important for us to keep on building on that.
Thank you, Simon. We'll take Morgan and then one more after that, so we can wrap up.
Hi, thanks. My mute button's working today. Hi, Coach.
Morgan.
I'm fine, thanks. Just to follow on that question, it is a different competition, and it is got this very odd, I don't know how to format, I guess is the best word. It's got this very weird format about it. Does that change your approach this weekend as well in the way you're going to play, or is it just continuing building on what we've seen from the last fortnight?
If I'm really honest with you, I think if it was a game in Paris against Stade Francais, if it was the other way around, probably a bit of a change in mindset for us. But because it's at home, third game in a row at home, we've played the Dragons two weekends ago. I think it's more of a building and keep on growing mindset for us than changing everything completely. We had a really good and honest review after that first Dragons game. Like I said, we managed to win the dogfight. We didn't really play well, if I'm honest. So a lot of growth, a lot of areas we feel we need to improve on, and nice to do it in a different competition. It feels a bit weird to play them twice in 3 weeks. The one is one competition with a different leaderboard, and the other one is a new competition with a new leaderboard. But our mindset is to keep on building and keep on growing with the team.
And if I can ask the skipper a question, is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Just on the forward pack, I mean, you guys have been, we had pretty good dominance against Dragons a few weeks ago, and then it was okay this past weekend. You're obviously building again towards Dragons this weekend. Where do you guys work on maybe some of the shortcomings in the packs game to really help the backs play their expansive game?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Well, I think all of us know that if the forward set piece is working, it gives a great attacking platform for the backs. And the set piece is the cornerstone of your attacking play, because it either starts with a scrum or with a line out. So if that's not functioning, it will be difficult to put it in a good attacking performance on a weekend. Yes, we're definitely not where we want to be yet, but I think we've made some good steps in the last 2 weekends of going in the right direction, being right up there with the top teams in both competitions.
Thanks, Morgan. Last question will go to Jan.
Thanks, Ross. Even I just want to revisit the statement you made earlier about the sprint within a marathon. I mean, the Challenge Cup is, well, European competition is in essence, because of the format, and the guys have touched on it, has become a knockout competition, because I mean you can lose one game and you're out of it, because you got to finish in the top 8, and it makes it very difficult. Does that bring a different? I know tactically it might not, but does it bring a different approach, a mental approach, in how you approach these games the next 2 weeks?
I think you do a little bit, Jan. Like I said, first off, you need the result. Ideally with a bonus point. I think if 4 games, potential 20 points. If you can anything less than 16, 14, 12 becomes an arm wrestle and a points difference and all of that. So I think in terms of mindset is, especially at home, you would want to get as many points as you can, and you want to build a points difference if you can. Like I said, because it's 4 games only, I think the log showed that it's quite congested, and there's a definite split between the top teams and the bottom teams, because it's only so few games. So like I said, important for us to really focus on this weekend and see if we can start off on a great foot.
All right, thanks, young colleagues. Notice, Ivan, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Good luck.